Hi Capricorn, welcome to your month ahead Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel. I would be eternally grateful for it. If you are already a continued subby, as I know many of you are, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It really does mean everything. If you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the email address below, the website address below, sorry, and it is www.reydiantreality.com, Reydiant spelled R-E-Y-D-I-A-N-T. With that said, I would like to bless all of these decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's have a look at what October 2018 has in store for you. So your actions with the world, and your actions in the world at large. And you get the Six of Swords. This is great. So this kind of says that basically your decision, you're deciding this month to make moves, you know, to get going on something. Because the Six of Swords talks about moving away from troubled waters. It talks about moving to better things. And I kind of feel like in terms of you guys, this is about you making the decision to perceive the best that's on its way to you, but also to commit yourself to having the best, which is what Capricorns do best, you know, let's be honest. It's been a long time coming, and like over the weekly readings as well, you can see how this is kind of shaped up for you. It looks like in October you're really deciding to commit yourself to what's happening and what's unfolding that is good for you, that is beneficial for you, but also you're getting really real about accepting the blessings that are in your life, you know, saying to yourself, okay, you know, things have been difficult for a while, but actually going forward, this is what I can do to ensure that that I have the best of everything. And more importantly, you know, this is about you getting really square with yourself and saying, you know, I'm moving away from that. I'm choosing to separate myself from the difficulties and the challenges that I've had. You're not forgetting any of it, for sure. You know, all the memories are going to be there, but if anything, this makes you stronger and it makes you wiser. So when you get the Six of Swords as your actions and your interactions with the world at large, this is you choosing to really, you know, start to forge your path forwards. This is about you really choosing to step forward, you know, and making a concerted effort to get things going and to make things happen. So your money and your materials, you get the Moon card this month. I kind of feel like some of you are, it's almost like you're disappointed in your finances or your money and your materials. So going forward in the month of October, I want you to really say to yourself, okay, I might not be where I am, you know, where I would like to be financially, but this is shaping up well for me, and it means that actually going forward, I can have the things that I want. And more importantly, with the Moon card there, it's asking you to look at your financial history. It's asking you to really observe it. So for those of you that have had difficulties in your financial sector, for those of you that have experienced some kind of hardship, or this is very much when you see these cards together, this is about you moving away from that. It's like you're looking at the past and saying, okay, I went through those financial difficulties, but if I hadn't gone through them, I wouldn't have learned anything, you know, in terms of what I know now. But more importantly, I now can move past that. It's like you're understanding that your mindset feeds into this, but also your actions feed into it as well. The Moon card is about the past. It's about observing things. And in your money and your materials, this is basically having you look at your past, to examine things, to re-examine things, to say to yourself, right, okay, that's where I'm coming from. That's where I've been. That's not where I'm going to end up. That's not where I'm going to. I kind of feel like it's almost the words that I'm hearing as well. It's like, you know, I've had money before. I've had, you know, lump sums of money, and now I don't have it, and maybe I could have, you know, used it a bit wiser and all of that stuff. Shoulda, coulda, woulda is part of the energy of the Moon card. Don't observe that. Observe where you're going. This is what's important this month. The Moon card is basically just saying to you, be sensible. Use hindsight in order to create the best foresight. So what's going forward, you know, what's shaping up for you can be truly wonderful, can be truly amazing and spectacular. If anything, you want to head towards times where you have had a lot of money, or you know, you've had materials or a material stability that you know that you haven't experienced of late. This kind of says to me, just, you know, stick with it and stick with the way that you're going with your actions. You know, you're moving forward and you need to keep that momentum, but also you need to keep that in mind. So your communications this month, you get the Ace of Cups. Beautiful, because the Ace of Cups is about a wish fulfillment. For some of you, so your communications is about, you know, communicating with people, communicating to somebody. So the Ace of Cups is wish fulfillment, but it also represents love. It represents the root powers of love. For some of you, this is about going back to a time where things were easier, where things were happier, where things just were more abundant, especially in terms of your finances. It kind of looks like through observation of the past and understanding where you've been before, and, you know, and relating that to where you are now, it's like you're choosing to move forward, but with the understanding of where you've been, of the experiences that you've had, of the experiences that have shaped you into who you are now. It's kind of like, the way that I'm seeing this, it's almost like you're taking stock, but you're giving thanks. It's like, you know what, I'm grateful for the shit, I'm grateful for the tough times, because actually I'm landing all right, and going forward you're actually going to be able to you know, to create and do things that are awesome. In terms of your communications, if there's something that you've applied to, if there's something that you've applied for, it looks like this month you'll get the yes from it. You'll get the comeback that says, yeah, we'd like to take your application, we'd like to get you in for an interview. For some of you, this is almost like a trip down memory lane as well. I kind of see you communicating with people that, you know, from your past in some way, shape or form. It also looks to me like you're going to gain some kind of financial support from an outside source. And, you know, it's interesting that I was just saying that as this card popped out. So in your heart and half, which is your relationships, it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, family relationships and ties, all of that stuff. This is interesting for me because the Two of Wands talks about affluent people, affluent situations. It finds you in what's the word, it finds you in, you know, rubbing shoulders with people of refinement. And it kind of says that for those of you that are partnered, this month in terms of love looks absolutely brilliant. You know, it kind of says that you're deciding to move forward on a united front, especially with this card. It's kind of like an observation of, right, okay, we've come through all of that, and we kind of come through all of that for no reason. And this kind of sees you settling things and saying, right, okay, now that we've had the growing pains, we're now going to start moving forward, and we're going to start moving forward together. It's kind of like your partner is in this same space with you. You know, whether they're the same sign or not is irrelevant. This is about where you're at as a couple. For those of you that are single, it looks like the person that's coming in next has their own money, has their own status. This person has their own way and feel about them, and also this person is quite successful in and of themselves. They won't need anything from you. If anything, they will just compliment you. Interesting stuff, really interesting stuff. You know, with everything the way that it's shaping up here, it's quite exciting actually. So the first week of October, you get the Strength card. Having the courage to move away from things, having the courage to put these plans into motion, having the courage to, you know, and the heart and the depth of heart to be able to say, okay, you know what, I'm really going to make this move now. I'm really going to step forward. And, you know, I talked about this in last week's reading, because at the time I'm filming these, no, it won't be last week's reading. I think it will be a couple of weeks ago, sorry. You know, and I talked about this and I said, like, this is the moment where, you know, the hero stands up, opens their eyes, and they're ready to push on again. And this is where you are. October's a really great month for you because it sees you really pushing past what you've been through and saying, right, I'm leaving that behind. I'm closing that karmic cycle. I'm closing that chapter of my life. The first week of October is going to be a power week for you. You're going to be feeling strong. You're going to be feeling sure within yourself. Beautiful. The second week of October, the Hierophant card. This one's been really active this month. Really, really active this month. Money and materials. In terms of money and finance, I kind of see you guys being okay, being independent. For those of you that are coupled, for those of you that are single, whatever your situation is, it's almost as if the words that I'm hearing you say to yourself are, whatever happens, whether I'm single, whether I'm taken, whether I'm married, whether I'm not, is irrelevant. I am going to be okay. I am going to make myself okay. It looks like as well you're tying up loose ends in terms of your paperwork. Anything that you know that's from your past. For some of you, this is making the final payment on a debt this month. You know, and it sees you being free. It sees you being, you know, home clear and home free. Trust your intuition. Trust your instincts as well, because the Moon card is about your intuition. It's about your subconscious. And with the Hierophant card there, you know, we've got water in the Pisces, we've got the Taurus, or the, you know, you could even call it Capricorn if you wanted to, because it's got a very earthy energy. It's very steady, very sturdy, very secure. And this, you know, these two together is basically saying to me that this is like, whatever happens, I'm going to make sure I'm okay, you know. Really interesting. Third week of October, the Wheel of Fortune. Beautiful card. This is about synchronicity and it's about luck. And you know, it's very much, synchronicities tend to happen when we've put a lot of work in, when we've put a lot of effort in, when we've really decided to be a part of our own destinies. This is when the universe steps in and says, right, I see how hard you've been working. I see how much you've put into this. Let me put this half in for you as well. So when you put your 50% in, the universe puts its 50% in, and it shapes up to be something truly spectacular for you. Right underneath the Ace of Cups, this is some kind of wish fulfillment. This is something that, you know, your heart has hoped for a long time. And if that is financial stability or financial abundance, this month, especially in the third week of October, you can really start to have a glimpse at how that's going to shape up for you. But it looks great. It looks really, really great. And then finally, the fourth week of October, you get the Emperor card underneath the two of Wands. There is definitely somebody, and this is an outside source. It might be somebody that you know, but it's definitely a position. It's somebody that's in a position of power, because the Emperor card represents somebody that's an authority, somebody that is in authority. Underneath the Two of Wands, this person's got nothing to prove. They are very strong, very sturdy in themselves. They've got their own status, as I said. They've got their own money, their own everything. This person really wants to help you. This person really wants to step forward and, in essence, be a champion of yours. It's like they, you know, this person's almost, the way that I'm feeling it is like they're outside and they've seen the way that you work. They've seen the way that you operate, the way that you do what you do. And they're looking at you like, yeah, you know what? I want that person on my team. I want that person to be a part of what I do, or, you know, what it is that I'm creating. It looks really interesting, and it also looks like something new. It looks like something new that is happening. You know, this person's putting together a team, and they're, you know, like, I want the best on my team. I need the best on my team, because we're doing something that is completely out there. It's completely pioneering. It's something that hasn't been done before. It's treading ground that, sorry, that's the neighbours. It's treading ground that hasn't been tread before, and they want you on, you know, on board to do it. It looks like your personal stuff shapes up really well this month as well. You know, it looks like October's going to be a great month for you. And it sees you getting really strong, really sure, really self-confident, you know, almost to the point of arrogance, I would say. You know, it sees you really in and of yourself and understanding exactly what you're able to deliver. Your key to the month, the Empress. This sees you creating, it sees you being deeply creative, and it also says that this month you are tapping into your own innate creativity, your own ability, but also the things that you've been working on behind the scenes that nobody knows about this month start to shape up, and they start to become something real world. This is really exciting. Let me know how it plays out for you. Let me know who comes forward with your offers and stuff, and what it is that they offer in the comments below. I absolutely love it when you do that, because it gives me a chance to, you know, to catch up and hear those validations as well. It really means a lot. It keeps me, you know, in the understanding that what I'm doing is you know, I'm doing it the right way. So I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance itself. Have an amazing month, and I will see you very soon for more videos. Take care.